This is a question for all of the Hindutvavadis and all of the bullshit people who do all of this shit. You want to be Akhand Bharat, you want to be India, you want to be like Hindu Rashtra. Why would they want to join you? What have you given them other than hate, racism, and division? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream that answers the question, why will Neil get arrested? Ladies, gentlemen, and bees, thank you for being here on a Sunday on a very short notice. Today's stream is important because today is the one stream that quite literally would not have happened without our Discord. In that note, please join the Discord. You can help us make streams possible. And this quite literally is proof that today's stream is not possible without the Discord. I am literally traveling today. Like, I just came back home, like literally like an hour ago or like hour and a half ago, and I had to set everything up, get ready for all of this. That's why the fucking hair. And today's stream would not have been possible without the Discord. So if you want to contribute to the streams, join the Discord. Link up here. Hold on, I have to show it from this hand. Like, link is over there for you. Thank you so much for coming again. We will start the stream soon. Recently, there was a news that there was a question paper that came out in Jamia Millia University. And then because the question was apparently too bad because it was part of the syllabus of some like of an actual syllabus, not like a Sangi syllabus. It was part of the syllabus. Let me get this straight. This is a valid question to be asked. And because this question, they did not like it, maybe. I don't know. Like, the professor got suspended for review. Like, what the heck? Like, literally, like, think about this. You ask a question from the syllabus, and then that question is a problem. And then the professor gets suspended. Make it make sense. We are going to watch the news. First of all, what is getting covered, and we'll talk about it accordingly.
Where a professor at the Delhi's Jamia Millia Islamia University, Virendra Balaji Shahare, was suspended for a controversial question asked in a semester examination question paper. The controversial question asked students to discuss the atrocities against Muslim minorities in India, giving suitable examples. Now, the move comes by the university after the question triggered controversy and outrage on social media. The university has constituted an inquiry committee to probe the matter, is what the official said. The university said it took a serious view of what it described as negligence and carelessness on part of the faculty member. Jamia has said it will file an FIR as
Yeah, India is bottom 10. Yeah, exactly. We were talking about just a day ago. Sorry, I missed that entire talk. So yeah, it is because of shit like this. Yeah, okay, I get it. I get it. It is quite literally because of shit like this that India is in the bottom 10%. That India does not have, Nobel laureates. India doesn't have freedoms. Or India doesn't even have the budget, to be honest. They cut the budget already and they're cutting it further. And there's a reason for it. You don't have to retract like the mute thing. It was on mute. That is my bad because I forgot to unmute it. Anyway, so the thing that we're talking about right now, yeah, is this Jamia Millia thing. Quite literally, like, this is a question within the syllabus.
per the rules. In the heart of the controversy is a 15-mark question in the BA Honours Social Work first semester examination held earlier this week. Virendra Balaji Shahare is a professor at Jamia Millia's Department of Social Work. Where a professor at the Delhi's Jamia Millia Islamia University, Virendra Balaji Shahare, was suspended for a controversial question asked in a semester examination question paper. The controversial question asked students to discuss the atrocities against Muslim minorities in India, giving suitable examples. Now, the move comes by the university after the question triggered controversy and outrage on social media.
Literal controversy by like ABVP and Sangh Parivar, not for any academic or scholar. The question is fine because this question is about the literal question, like, is from the like social problems in India. That was the title of the examination. This is a social work semester. Like when it comes to social work, these are things that you need to understand. And like, okay, the problem is humongous. Like we can answer it right now because we are going to look at it again. We have discussed this before, like yesterday, like no, like last stream. The issues with minority rights, like with Christians, with Muslims. Like recently, a Dalit man was killed just because because they claimed he was Bangladeshi in Kerala. That too. There's a lot of problems in India. Like right now, um, I am seeing right now on this web page here, like Athar Hussein's horrific killing, third reported case of lynching this year. Literal, like the thing that we are talking about is happening right now. It is a very valid question, don't get it wrong.
University has constituted an inquiry committee to probe the matter, is what the official said.
The matter does
The
not need
university
probing.
said
They are just
it took
doing
a
it to
serious
avoid
view of what it described as negligence
like an
and
issue with the
carelessness
government at
on
this
part
point.
of the faculty member. Jamia has said it will file an FIR as per the rules. In the heart of the controversy is a 15-mark question in the BA Honours Social Work first semester examination held earlier this week. Virendra Balaji Shahare is a professor at Jamia Millia's Department of Social Work. Where a professor at the Delhi's Jamia Millia Islamia University, Virendra Balaji Shahare, was suspended for a controversy.
I don't understand why they do this. Just cut the clip here. Anyway, the suspension comes after Professor Shahare included a question asking students to discuss the atrocities against Muslim minorities in India. The question is fine, as we have said before. The university stated that the competent authority had taken a serious view of what is described as a professor's negligence and carelessness. Acting on the instruction of the competent authority, Jamia said Professor Shahare had been placed under suspension pending further orders. This comes, if I am not wrong, they changed the head of Jamia Millia to be more like BJP focused. If I am not wrong, the invoking status 37 the statute of the university vice chancellor order. Yeah, so this guy was changed as far as I remember. JMI. Disciplinary action stating that the alleged negligence amounted to the act of unbecoming of a faculty member. This is wrong. This is not true. This is not happening. Because see, as someone who has looked into how professors operate and everything, these questions are not out of the syllabus. These questions is fairly within syllabus. It's not unbecoming. This is social service. Come on. Like asking to address the atrocities is a good question, especially for a question of 15 fucking marks. Like these RSS BJP people never ever go to the university or will ever go to a university or even be allowed to enter the premise, but even though they are, and they want to talk about like questions, and like the superintendents and the vice chancellors are just going on with it. Jesus, like this is so fucking stupid. We're gonna come to it in a second. Why this is important and why does this ring of history? The suspension will remain in force pending the completion of the inquiry against the professor, which is problematic. During the suspension period, Professor Shahare's headquarters will remain in New Delhi and he will not be permitted to leave without prior approval from the competent authority as per the order. What even? Copies of the order has been forwarded to senior university officials, including the Dean of Social Sciences. I'm not even joking. This might just be a question from last year that the guy didn't even change. It was just copy pasted, but like Bajrang Dal had a problem apparently. Meanwhile, the university's act of suspending a teacher for asking a question directly related to the course content has sparked outrage among students. It is related, like it is not a joke. The vice chancellor is kind of a dick. What he asked in the examination is the most relevant to the subject he teaches. He is being deliberately targeted for being one of the religious minorities in India, as he is a Dalit. Said by Hamre Aftab, a former student at the Department of Social Work. He's a brilliant teacher. Yeah, obviously he is. He asks good questions. I would say 15 is a lot of writing for that question, but okay. He asked in the examination. Okay, friend. Aftab further asked, if students won't discuss the plight of minorities in this country, what is the point of teaching social problems in the curriculum? This is again a social work department. This is a social service like subject. What is the point if you're not going to do social service for the minorities? Ask yourself, what is the point of social work if the social work doesn't address socials, the minorities? Social work does not mean work on social media, by the way, as Bajrang Dal would like you to believe. Yeah. Perfect. I should probably be somewhere here. That is the best way and not move at all, ever. The most times in this university top leadership that is in the hands of power holders. And most, okay. Imagine if this were a Muslim teacher, there would have been more stringent consequences, yet the state keeps asserting that if you have a question to ask, we won't spare you, the teacher said. A teacher as JMI. The JMI unit of fraternity movement has demanded the revocation of a teacher suspension, calling it a move to defend academic freedoms. Yes, that is true, because academic freedom is especially important in this scenario because, and have seen this multiple times, whenever you have an authoritarian government, whenever they want to have a rule like, they want to rule like how Hitler did with the Nazis, this is exactly what it is. Now, this is a perspective, historical perspective, Holocaust explained about education. Another way which the Nazis aimed to indoctrinate younger population was through reforming the education system. They aimed to intellectualize education. They did not want education to provoke people to ask questions or think for themselves, something that we have been talking all this time. This comes directly because people within at least this space should know their fucking history. They believed this approach would instill obedience and belief in the Nazi worldview, creating ideal future generations. Exactly what is happening in India right now. Nazism and Sanghism is very close to each other, to the point that Savarkar loved the Nazis. The Nazis first focused on changing what students learned. They changed the core curriculum to emphasize sports, history, and racial sciences as the most important subjects. Like they are trying to eradicate Mughal history from India and try to include like weird ass history. The one-sided hate for Mughals in India is a reason why it's happening. It's not because of like it's Hindu versus like they have always been the oppressors. Like Mughals have been part of the Indian history for so long. They didn't oppress, they ruled. There's a difference. By 1938, it has been increased to 5 hours every day. Subjects such as religion became less important and were eventually removed from the curriculum altogether. This is put it on its head in India, because India, on the other hand, can talk about racial sciences. So they included religion instead, which is also a very good way of combining the ideologies together. Because, okay, when it comes to racial sciences, Nazis had a view that they are Aryans and they are the greatest of them all. But with Christianity teaches you not to hate the person in front of you. So they reduced religion. What the BJP is doing is, because we cannot divide people like every single person looks like this. Every single person. You, me, all of us look like this. There are differences with skin color, but that is mostly superficial. All of us have the same roots. So what ends up happening is now religion comes into play. So they replace racial sciences, because that doesn't count, with religious sciences. With inclusion of Ayurveda in the textbooks, asking Ayurvedic doctors to talk about like the Vedas, the Rig Vedas and whatever in part of sciences. Then inclusion of Rig Vedas, Yajurvedas and that teaching in like the curriculum to increase a sense of like religious, like what the fucking word is, vigor. For increasing a sense of religious vigor within the community. That's what they're doing. So they just replaced racial sciences with religious sciences, while Nazis did the opposite for only religion. What do you mean? Why? What why? Nazis also adapted where the students learned from. They introduced new textbooks, like what they're doing. So in India, they're just changing textbooks directly. They don't even care. Which were often racist, promoted as such as need for Lebensraum. I am not going to translate that. Any textbooks used to educate students have been approved by the party, which is quite literally happening right now. Any textbook that is not approved by the BJP government gets a whole as BJP gundas behind it. So many books have been banned in India for the same reason. The Nazis also placed great emphasis on who the teachers were. We have seen multiple times that if you have a teacher, just like before when we were reading this, the teacher is a Dalit, so he's going to face the brunt of the pressure. If it was a Muslim, the Muslim guy might even have been lynched. In India, we have seen multiple times that they were said that I think there was a Dalit person who wanted to be a professor in Sanskrit, but he was not allowed, or maybe it was a Muslim and he was not given a PhD in Sanskrit because of it, was not allowed to teach as well. There were also teachers generally are selected based on their surnames in India. That is a very big issue. Under the restoration of the Professional Civil Service Act of 1933, just 3 months after Hitler became the chancellor, all Jewish teachers and teachers with undesirable political beliefs, such as communists, were dismissed. Yeah, exactly. They introduced Vedas and made it compulsory in universities. Exactly. That is what this is. They're following the blueprint here. That is why we are talking about this. Because the Jamia Millah thing, where the guy was like basically suspended over a question from the syllabus, then that is a problem. Obviously, that is a fucking problem. In 1933, in addition to the dismissal of teachers, a quota was imposed on schools and universities, so they could only accept a certain number of Jewish students. That is what they're trying to do, but they do it like directly. They don't need a quota in India. They're doing it based on like just caste at this point, and no one is there to question it. We need a quota for getting more people in. In 1938, these students were banned from attending public schools and universities entirely, like Jewish students. It's a big fucking issue, and like every single country is doing it at this point. Like every single right-wing country is following this. Like America is also following this. They are banning books as well. For them, it's like what, racial teaching and anti nudity clause they are trying to introduce and ban everything from anything that teaches sexual education in US. In India, like it is not even something that you're spoken of like you should be. A lot of the problems in India would go away if they just speak about sexual education, but I'm not getting into that for now. And now they're trying to do this. And they have been trying to do this for a while. It's not even new. We are just talking about right now because our channel is new. This has been happening for years. They have been changing textbooks progressively. It is a horrendous thing. Oh, hey, Aman, how are you doing, man? Like, it is absolutely a horrendous thing. Like, something like this happening. Like, we are seeing Nazis 2.0 in India. Mostly because I would consider them Nazis 2.0 and not like the actual Nazis from America, mostly and not considering Zionists. A lot of Nazis around the world, like every single continent has a Nazi party apparently now. Like we have the AfD in Germany, we have like Republicans in America, BJP in India. Like, is there one in Australia now? Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't really know about Australia as much as I should. The other thing that Nazis generally did was they pushed for this idea that anything other than what the party dictates and anything other than what is against or even tangential to the party should be pushed down. This in India we can see with people like this. I think everyone has seen this guy, yeah? Yeah.
मैं बजरंग दल के लट के साथ साथ
So this guy doesn't have a job, right? He has no job whatsoever. He just found all of this making a video to get famous. But in his purview of getting famous, there are 3 others that get inspired to do shit.
4 कील और हथौड़ी लेके चल रहा हूँ। अगर मुझे क्रिसमस की किसी ने बधाई भी दे दी ना, इधर ही ठोक के ईसा मसीह बना दूंगा, इतना याद रखना।
First of all, he's quite literally walking in the middle of the road. He has no sense whatsoever. Secondly, he says that if anyone wishes him, but I'm pretty sure no one by any metric has ever spoken to him without him speaking first. He is a clown. He's a lonely ass clown that needs a friend, but no one wants to be friends with him because he's an asshole. He'll try to pull you in his song where he feels superior. There's nothing else. And I'm not really sure if he even goes to anything and he's just trying to make fucking videos. But shit like this gives rise to shit like this. So Bajrang Dal goons, quite literally, these friendless goons that are like sexually frustrated because most of them are fucking gay, but internalized homophobia be damned. They go to like coffee houses around wherever. This has happened in Bareilly right now, but this has happened before in like say Pune, Mumbai, or any like Nagpur, Kolhapur, whatever you want to say. South doesn't really happen as much. North definitely. Guys, please share the link on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, whatever. Let's get more people in the groups, because seriously, I've said this before, I'll say this again. Today's stream would not have happened without the Discord. We need to get more people involved. And it's a good thing. All of them are gay. I'm sorry. They just are. It's not a bad thing. I am bisexual myself. These guys, fucking gay. My gaydar is pinging all off the charts right now because no one does this. No, like if you don't have internalized homophobia and internalized shame for being gay, you are not going to go to a girl and a boy and scream Jai Shri Ram. It is not happening. You're either fucking lonely, like fucking lonely, where no one will ever talk to you, so you're jealous, or you want to fuck the man next to you and you can't do that, and that's why you're ashamed of yourself, and that's why you're doing this. Pick one, because there's not much over there. Literally so many jobless people. I did not think, like, I haven't watched this video before. I did not think there would be that many people. I'm honest to God, that is way too many people, like, coming in to ruin a date. That many, I can guarantee you half of them are fucking gay. Gay Shriram, yeah, Shriram, yeah. That's quite literally what this is. Like, oh, don't say Rom, by the way, because RAM is already expensive. This will get charged more. Like, this is the level of job. Like, look at this dude at the back. Hold on. Like, can I hold on? Can I do this? Look at this. I want someone to look at me like this, the way he's looking at this guy. Oh, you can't see my pointer. Okay. Like, look at the guy in the corner here. Can you see this? No. How do I get the goddamn thing? Whatever. So, do you see the guy next to the blue shirt one? Like, I swear, I want someone to look at me like that. He's just like, taad raha hai banda. Like, oh my God. Like, tu video le, main tere ko dekhunga. Vision also seems to be in a hurry to join us in there. What? Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about, to be very honest with you. Oh, in Tihar, Jesus. Fine. Yeah, true. Yeah, even awkward is trying to join us in Tihar jail. Like me and Bliss are like, हमारा booking हो गया वहाँ पे. You also come in. Perfect. Literally, who in their absolute sensibleness edits it this way? Like, why would you edit it this way? This is so stupid edit of all time. I don't know why like Indians love this edit. Like seriously, why do they love this edit? They are happy about harassing children, by the way. They are happy about harassing children. Literally, the song was whatever when it was created for war, basically, as I understand it. They are using it for children. Look at the level of joblessness these guys have. Yeah, they make their own fucking edits, I know. But it's like level of joblessness, right? You are not like you can make hype videos for, I don't know, like make it for like what was his name? Like Durandar, fine, whatever. I don't care. Make it for like the army. I don't care. Like at least hype videos for someone who's jumping off a building. At least they're doing something that is worth hyping. Like, oh, the guy is bungee jumping. Should like hype video because it is a sport. Paragliding, hype video, chalega. Hell, like India, if it doesn't have like a boxing ring, but like fighters need to have hype videos like this. It makes sense. They are making a hype video out of harassing children. Like, look at the hype of over 100 people for calling the police on a couple. They are hyped up because they called the police on a couple and they need 100 people to do it. Hundred people, nearly like how many? At least 25, 30 people to grabbing children by the police. So, like, okay, I have a general question. Do these guys share their internet and share their phone? That is the only way I can understand why you need so many people to call the police on someone. Like a common community phone hai because they can't afford the phone or the bill. So वो सब वहाँ पे होना चाहिए because no one trusts anyone. Like एक बंदे के पास दिया तो like चुरा लेंगे because उनका अपना है. So that's why all of them like go as a jhund because they are just worried about this one phone in their hands. Like seriously, like so fucking stupid. This is a dog whistle. I'm sorry. Like they were crying on Twitter for me calling this like Jai Shrim as a new Heil Hitler, but it is. It's a fucking dog whistle, to be honest. So we were talking about like, okay, we had starting like someone threatening on the internet, then people coming on this. And you know what this ends up in? Like at the end of the day? This is how this shit ends up. This is the end goal.
Such incident will be tolerated in the state. The government will deal strictly on the Dhera.
And these right-wingers called the TV show Leila propaganda when it released and got it cancelled. Now they themselves are working to make Leila reality. Yeah. True. I have no comments on it because I don't remember Leila.
A hate crime against a Tripura
But I trust
student,
you.
and now Chief Minister Pushkar
Also,
Singh
guys,
Dhami
please do
has
share
stated
and subscribe as much as you can. We need more people in this.
that no such incident will be tolerated in the state. The government will deal strictly with anarchic elements, is what he said. Those involved in such incidents will not be spared. This is after a student from Tripura was attacked by a group of men in Dehradun. 5 accused have been held, 1 remains absconding. Well, let's go across to Ratnadeep now for more. And Ratnadeep, this incident, and it's absolutely, a horrifying incident, and it's raised a lot of anger in Tripura as well as concerns about the safety of students.
Absolutely. In fact, it is a rerun of previous incidents that have taken place with students from Northeast outside the region, where often they have been subjected to racial slurs, being called out with names because of their, appearance, because they resemble their appearance resembling people from other.
I didn't know this. One suspect has fled to Nepal. Maybe he can say hi to Hindutva night over there, mostly because he's over there. It was damn good to watch. The right wingers got it cancelled after just 1 season, but 1 season is still must. Okay.
Countries of Southeast Asia. In fact, they have been called out. In this case also, Angel Chakma, 24-year-old MBA student who was studying in Dehradun, and his younger brother, Michael Chakma, both of them were studying there. They used to stay in a rented place. They went out on 9th of December to get groceries when this group of 5 to 6 men, they first called them out with racial slurs, called them out with names, made derogatory comments, and when Angel tried to confront them, trying to say that we are Indians, why are you behaving like this with us?
This was his last comment, okay? Like, never forget. The last comment that the person made was that he is Indian. He was pleading for his Indianness. This is what we keep saying, especially when it comes to like Kashmir people or Northeast people. Like, these people want to be Indians. These are Indians. They enjoy it. But these goons in the UP, Bihar, Uttar, like Dehradun, whatever, these right-wing fucking goons, because they want to talk about, oh, we are racially superior, our religion is superior, they harass and murder people like this on the road. And literally nothing happens to them. I'm not even joking. Literally nothing happens to them. They get like police gets them in custody and lets them go, because the police as well is complicit within this.
Only
Never
because
forget.
we look different. How many certificates we'll have to bring out and show you that we are Indian? These people attacked him. He was stabbed.
Right.
His brother was badly
Ratnadeep,
injured. Both
sorry
brothers
to
were-
interrupt you there. We're also joined by Pradyut Burman, the president of the Tripura Mortha party. Thank you so much for speaking to us. It's been a shocking case from Dehradun, this hate crime. It's caused a lot of anger in Tripura as well. Your concerns?
Well, we are aware of what happened on the 9th of December. And Gargi, we have been saying this from before, that this sort of racial targeting and discrimination towards the people from our region has to stop. This boy, Angel Chakma, I've been in touch with their family members. In fact, we assisted them in getting his body back to Tripura. He just stood up for his identity, his nationality, and how disgusting is it that even in this day and age, an Indian has to prove its patriotism or nationality by openly stating to people that all of India does not look the same. We may have a different food habits, we may look a bit different, we may have a different culture, but that does not mean we are lesser Indians. And what has happened to Angel Chakma is...
Tell me now, why would, because of all of this shit happening, why would a Northeast person ever support India? Why shouldn't people from, say, Arunachal Pradesh want to join Pakistan after this? Or Kashmir want to join, Arunachal Pradesh want to join China? Or Kashmir want to join Pakistan? Why would they? Like, you're quite literally asking them to prove that they are Indian. And when they keep telling you that they are Indian, you beat them up anyway.
Very unfortunate, but this sort of discrimination takes place every day across India towards the people of Northeast and even the Nepal community across the entire eastern region. We are targeted because we look different. We are called momos, we are called chinkis, our women are looked down upon, and this has to end. And what has happened to Angel is very unfortunate, and we demand justice, but this will keep on continuing until the whole country does not wake up and accept us as integral part of India.
Exactly.
All right, Pradyut, a very, very unfortunate, hate crime taking place in Dehradun, and we really do hope, and NDTV will continue to track this story very closely. Pradyut Devarma, they're saying that, this happens again and again, and what will it take to really end these sort of crimes against people from the
It will need mass social awareness and the end of the BJP.
Northeast? Well, let's take you through all the developments that have taken place. This shocking case from Dehradun in which a 24-year-old MBA student from Tripura died after being stabbed during a racist attack. Angel Chakma passed away in hospital on Friday after battling for his life for more than 14 days. In fact, his friends say that he never really regained consciousness. Angel and his younger brother Michael were stopped by a group of men who hurled racial slurs at them. Attackers referred to the brothers as Chinese and Momo. Angel calmly challenged this abuse, saying that, and I quote, this is what he's quoted as, saying that I'm not Chinese, I'm Indian. What certificate should I show you? And during the attack, Michael was allegedly struck on the head while Angel was stabbed in the neck and abdomen. While 5 attackers have been arrested, one is on the run, suspected to have fled to Nepal. As we mentioned earlier.
Again, I would also like to very nicely mention here that every time something shit goes on, they always fled to Nepal. Especially like Hindutva Night. He's accused of rape. He fled to Nepal as well.
Earlier, Uttarakhand Chief Minister has assured justice and has vowed the strictest action against the perpetrators of this crime.
ये 9 तारीख की शाम की घटना थी जब ये सालाकोई में गए हुए थे किसी काम से, तो इसी दौरान इनकी कुछ जो स्थानीय युवक थे और बाकी एक नॉर्थ ईस्ट के ही एक और युवक थे, तो उनके साथ इनकी किसी बात को लेकर झड़प हो गई थी। इनके बीच आपस में मारपीट हुई, जिसमें कि बताया गया कि 1-2 चाकू से वार किए गए, किसी कड़े से भी इनके ऊपर वार किए गए, जिससे कि ये गंभीर रूप से घायल हो गए। इनके भाई के द्वारा इनको अस्पताल पहुंचाया गया और उसके उपरांत इसमें जो एफआईआर दर्ज करवाई गई। एफआईआर जो है इनमें अज्ञात में दर्ज करवाई थी। पुलिस के द्वारा इसमें अथक प्रयास किए गए, मेहनत की गई, सीसीटीवी फुटेज का भी अवलोकन किया गया, आसपास के लोगों से जानकारी किया गया और तब इसमें 4 या 5 नाम जो है इसमें प्रकाश में आए थे।
इन लोग को पहले ये दोनों भाई बाजार में गए थे कुछ सामान लेने के लिए। उन लोग को मॉक किया चाइनीज चाउमीन करके, क्योंकि हमारा नाक छोटा है, आँख छोटा है, इसलिए बोल के उन लोग चला रहे थे मोमो चाइनीज चिंकी पोंगिंग करके, और शायद कुछ गंदा गंदा गाली भी दिया होगा माँ के बारे में। उन लोग तो नहीं बोल रहे, क्योंकि शर्माते हैं वो लोग। फिर इन लोग ने जस्ट बोला था हम लोग को क्यों बोल रहे हो भैया ऐसा करके, वहां पर ही मार दिया छोटा भाई को। फिर छोटा भाई को बचाने के लिए बड़ा भाई गया, उसको 6 लोग ने मिलके पूरा मार दिया। ऑपरेशन वो दे आर जस्ट शोइंग देयर सिंपैथी, दे आर जस्ट लाइक शोइंग देयर सिंपैथी टू अस। वो लोग ऐसे बाद में बोलते हैं हम वी आर विद यू, वी आर विद यू, बट वो लोग नहीं है ऐसा। से कैसे मेन एक्यूज थे, क्योंकि उसका मौत सिर्फ चाकू मारने से नहीं हुआ, उसका गला तोड़ दिया गया है।
नॉर्थ ईस्ट के बाहर हम लोग जाते हैं तो हम लोग को चिंकी चाइनीज बोला जाता है, ये नया बात नहीं है। और जो आज एंजल चकमा मरा है, ये एंजल चकमा का मौत नहीं है, ये पूरा नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लोगों का मौत है ये। और उसके पहले भी तो बहुत सारे लोगों का वहां पे मौत हुआ है नॉर्थ ईस्ट।
Why would you, as a northeastern person, ever want to be part of India after something like this? When this thing keeps going on. Seriously, this is a question for all of the Hindutvavadis and all of the bullshit people who do all of this shit. You want to be Akhand Bharat, you want to be India, you want to be like Hindu Rashtra. Make sure that the people who are going to be part of your aforementioned Akhanda Bharat don't hate you. Why would they want to join you? What have you given them other than hate, racism, and division. Why would they?
इसके बाहर बेंगलोर बोलिए, यहाँ पे कर्नाटका बोलिए, केरला बोलिए, बहुत सारी जगह में हो रहा है, दिल्ली में बोलिए, अत्याचार हो रहा है। मैं तो डायरेक्ट सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को बोलना चाहता हूँ, अगर देखिए आप लोग नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लोगों को आप लोग मान सम्मान नहीं दे सकते, नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लोगों को आप लोग प्यार नहीं दे सकते, नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लोगों के लिए आप लोग टेक केयर नहीं कर सकते, तो हम लोग को अलग ही देश दे दीजिए, हम लोग अपना टेक केयर हम लोग खुद ही कर लेंगे।
We're now joined by Anup Nautiyal, social activist from Dehradun. Thank you so much, Mr. Nautiyal, for joining us. And this is such a shocking, crime to take place in Dehradun. I belong to Dehradun as well, and this hate crime is really not something we want associated with Dehradun. The Chief Minister has promised strictest action.
Gargi, as we speak, I am on my way back home from Selakoi itself. So, मेरी ऐसे ही इच्छा थी कि मैं कम से कम उस स्थान पर जाऊं जहां पर एंजल के को यही कहेंगे भाई मौत के घाट उतारा गया. So very very sad and very very tragic, of course. First of all, my heartfelt condolences to Angel, to his family, to his friends, and of course the wider community in Tripura and the Northeast. It's a dastardly crime which needs to be condemned, and of course the strictest possible action should be taken. Because this is beyond belief. And this is just, in a way, because Dehradun, as you know very well, and many people know, has emerged as it has also been the education hub earlier. But in the last several years, many private universities have come up, and there is a large contingent, so to say, of students from the Northeast and also students from Africa. So this is quite common, and the only one thing that one can say and expect and hope is that this is a wake-up call here in Dehradun, because this, of course, cannot continue.
Nautiyal, what can be done to make students feel secure? Because this is really something that is not acceptable. As you said, Dehradun has emerged as quite, the place for people to go for higher education as well. And in Selakoi especially, you have hostels, you have private universities there. Any efforts by the people of Dehradun to ensure that students should feel safe? These are young people who've left their homes and come to study here.
So, Gargi, I see 5 key stakeholders in this, entire landscape. The first, of course, is the student community itself, in all these private colleges, universities, and the larger student community. So the first step, I think, is to sensitize them, or जिसे हम हिंदी में कहते हैं साम दाम दंड भेद, a coordinated sort of approach is absolutely required to instill, common sense and also the fear of law in the student community. That is number one. Number two, I think that the private universities themselves, they need to up their game. They need to be far more active, far more aggressive in, looking at this entire dimension and
literally teach them critical thinking. Like, we need more social studies in schools. We need to be telling them, like, hey, these guys are Indians. Like, these guys won't understand without being taught. They don't care about the law because the law is mostly always with them. Seriously, we need to change the law. We need to change, like, first of all, ban ABVP. They are one of the very big reasons why this all shit happens.
Nipping it in the bud if and when, they are hearing something. So they really need to be far more alert. Third, of course, is the police. And along with the police, I would also like to point out the LIU, the local intelligence unit. What are these people doing? Do they have their ears to the ground? The fourth, of course, the larger thing is the government. And, you have been saying about Pushkar Singh Dhami, our chief minister, coming up and saying that, we will do this, we will do that. As far as I'm concerned, it's action which is too little, too late, It's too little. And it's too late, because I absolutely, I think the government needs to really, again, Pushkar Singh Dhami really needs to come out, and assure the people of the Northeast that our government is serious about this and we will not tolerate any of this nonsense,
We literally had Manipur. We literally had issues with Arunachal Pradesh where people are saying that China is infiltrating, but the government is like, hum kuch nahi hua hai, koi gussa nahi hai. Like, seriously, these things are happening on a daily basis, like weekly. The government does not give a shit. The guy's death is surprising. It is bad and people need to go out on the fucking road for it. But it is not surprising with the government that we have right now. It is really not. Like, I don't really think that this is normal.